The University of Oregon is located in Eugene, a city of 80,000 people, situated in the lush Willamette River Valley. Midway between Cascade Mountains and the Pacific Ocean.
Touchdown, Stewart. Yeah, I got your speed right here.
Hey, ball corner 10, outside 5. Are you kidding me?
I'm really proud of where this team's at. We got a lot of work to do.
What's the deal, Doug family? I am Kenjon alongside Jonathan Stewart. We are back with another episode of the Ducks of a Feather podcast. Today, we'll be answering some questions from the fans, checking in with a special guest, and getting to this upcoming game. Stu, how we doing, baby?
I'm doing fantastic, my brother.
I love to hear it. Week was good. Weekend was good.
Everything is solid, man. How are you? How are you feeling? How you doing?
Blessed. Highly favored. I woke up today on top of the ground and not the ground on me, so it's a good day.
Boy, go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah. So look, last week we introduced you guys to a segment that we had upcoming this week, and right now we're going to jump into it. Let's jump into Flock Talk, and let's get to a couple of questions from the fan base. Jumping this thing off with OSP, the OG. He said, here's a question for you fellas. Whose team would have won the 2010 Natty team or 2007 with a healthy Dennis Dixon? That is a great question. Yeah, I'm going to let you start. Yeah, it's too long of a deep breath. You're taking too long.
Okay, now listen.
Nah, see, you're starting wrong.
I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the running back room.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the running back room.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and give ourselves, though, the quarterback room. Out the gate.
Okay.
I don't care what you got to say.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm going to give us the DB room. And the DB room specifically is the difference maker. So I'm going to have to go with 2007 Oregon Ducks because y'all going to have to just run that ball every play.
Every play?
Every play.
I don't believe that.
Look, the D-boys is stingy out there, boy.
No, and I understand.
Got Patrick Chung, Jarris Bird.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Got TJ Ward.
I know.
Boss.
Yeah.
Ward.
Yeah.
Okay. Walter Thurman.
Yeah, third.
All four of them
went
off and had great careers
that is
in the NFL. So I don't want to hear nothing about passing the ball.
That's tough.
That is
tough.
Incredible.
I can't even pretend. But with that being said,
you okay?
With that being said, let's be real. Y'all wasn't seeing us. I don't care who y'all had on defense. Y'all wasn't gonna stop our run game. Darren wasn't gonna deliver the ball.
Front seven
what about our front seven? What you mean?
Y'all front seven wasn't like that.
Excuse me?
Explain why your front seven would have been like that.
Casey?
In the running game.
What you think? Y'all was gonna be able to run the ball?
Oh yeah.
With who?
Me and Dennis Dixon.
Listen.
And Jeremiah Johnson stiff arming y'all heads down
I'm not
like
worried
a
about
basketball.
none of that. Casey Matthews, Spencer Paysinger. We had Dion Jordan.
I practice against Lil Spence. We call him Lil Spence.
Don't little boy my boy. Don't
like,
little
here,
boy my boy.
You lined up over there. This is the look. This is the look that you got to give us this look. This is the way it's going to go down.
I'm going to always tell the truth. And that 2007 team, and I've said this since I got to Oregon, had one of the coldest defenses probably in the history of Oregon.
Yes.
That defense was raw. That defense was crazy. But y'all also had Cam Colvin at receiver that was going to cough that ball up.
Hey, man.
Huh?
Leave it. Hey, man, that's a touchy subject, man.
Is it?
It is.
We'll get touched on.
That was a game that really it sent us into a whole nother atmosphere.
Yeah. Y'all had cats on that side of the ball that was going to cough the ball up, and we was going to capitalize on each and every turnover. Point blank.
And
period.
listen,
shout out to my Natty squad. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all 12-1.
Yeah.
But all I know is Auburn.
What about them?
They was running all up on y'all.
No, listen. They had one play.
Yeah. One play too many. One play too many.
One play too many. We was out there hitting Cam like a child that needed his butt whooped.
Yeah.
John Boyette was trying to hurt that boy. Cam, if you go look at that game and watch Cam's face each and every time he was getting up, listen, we were different. But that, like I said, that 2007 squad was nice. Defensively, y'all was solid. No question about it.
I will say this, man. Look, a healthy Dennis Dixon, bro, is just different.
He's great. He different. No
He's
lie.
different.
No doubt.
I'm
No
just
doubt about
telling you, you ain't touching him. He was out there playing football like MC Hammer.
He was.
And you know MC Hammer.
Too
MC
legit.
Hammer ain't nothing to be played with in the Bay. Yeah, he wasn't nothing to play with in the Bay either.
Was it? Can't
That
touch
boy-
this.
Everybody was scared of MC Hammer. So
Can't touch this.
dum.
Listen, let's get into question 2. Call Me Flanks asks, as a lifelong Duck fan, we have seen a coaching carousel the past 15 years. Coaches in and out. After 2 years in, and how do you guys judge Dan Lanning's coaching, and what does the future look like long term with Dan? Here's the thing about the future. Nobody knows what the future holds. Oregon is in great hands. I am a huge fan of Coach Dan, DTM. That's what I call him. The man that he is, the coach that he is. I'm a huge fan of what he's doing. So I don't believe that the University of Oregon has anything to worry about as long as he's there in place. What you think, Stu?
for the listeners out there, DTM stands for Dan the Man. I agree with everything that you're saying. He's a great communicator. He's confident, and everything that he does, it's not by accident.
Right.
Right. There's a lot of preparation that goes into this thing. You talk about recruiting. You know, the way he recruits, it's through the roof.
Yeah.
He's committed. You know, I think he's a guy that understands where these kids are in this world and the society, the things that they're into. And so being able to reach, you know, this young generation is huge, and he's doing it well.
Let's get into the next one. Mike K 3979 asks, what are your favorite Oregon games you've played? Go Ducks.
My favorite Oregon game was 2007, the Stormtroopers, all whites in UW, Seattle, Washington. Back from where I'm from. I'm from Washington State. So it was a cool opportunity because it was the first time and the only time I played at Husky Stadium. Being able to see cats that I went to high school with, church with, you know, come to support me, seeing them in the stands in the end zone for pregame. It was a memorable moment, basically a full circle moment. And I really wanted to play really well. And we balled out. I mean, we rushed all over the place. You know, I think during that time, you know, the way our offense was clicking, you know, no one's really seen, you know, the amount of rushing yards that we put up in that game. And obviously, once you and LaMichael came on the scene, y'all was doing that about every other week.
So look, is that your favorite game from a team standpoint or individual standpoint?
I think just from an individual standpoint, but definitely an overall team standpoint too, because everything that we did well. And like the offensive line was just physical. Andre Crenshaw was in that game balling out. You know, Remine came in there. He was balling out. I mean, it was really nothing we couldn't do because the offensive line was just that dominant.
I'm going to give you 2 games. I could really give you 3. Everybody knows what one of them would be for me, the USC game, but that's not even the game I want to mention. Us out at Arizona playing U of A, I think it was 2009, where their fans, their whole student section with like 4 minutes left in the game came down onto the field, ready to rush the field. It was a great back and forth game, and we weren't playing well, but we ended up coming back, going to overtime, getting the job done. Masoli to Ed Dixon, just a great
I remember
game.
that game.
It was so disrespectful. It was so like we're playing and we're watching these people come down to the field and stand there and they're celebrating, and we looking around like, what the? You ain't even need the duck right there. But we looking like, is this real? Like,
Yeah.
Is this? We looking at the clock. Are we seeing something different than what they seeing? There's 4 minutes left in this game, and then
Delusional.
So to come back, win that game, and send them fans back to the stands. Listen, it was one of the greatest games that I've experienced. And then I would go 2011 at Stanford. Another game we were down. I could really go. I'm not even gonna go that. We were at home, so this might have been 2009 again. 2009 or 2010. We were down 21-3 and came back and won that game. Just 2 great games, team games, and dope experiences. So those are my 2 top games at the University of Oregon.
That's dope, man. I remember that Arizona one because I was at Selwyn Pub in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. I
was basically like, hey, look, y'all better have that Oregon game on. I'm trying to watch this. And y'all was making me missing home for sure during those times, man. Good time.
Good times. Listen, today we got a special guest in the house. Really the trailblazer for Oregon football. Was the first one of his kind to really come through there, in my opinion, and set the standard for what a quarterback should be, what it is, and what it currently continues to be. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's an Oregon legend. In my opinion, the Oregon Golden Boy, Mr. Dennis Dixon. How we doing, brother?
Thanks for having me, fellas. This is an honor.
Man, how you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. You know me, steady on the grind here, just trying to conquer the fitness atmosphere.
I see all the challenges that you be doing, man. I'm not gonna lie. I tried one of them, and I was like, nah, this takes a different type of talent.
Well, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, sometimes I surprise myself, though, fellas, but I think for myself, when it comes to fitness and everything, I try to be well-rounded. I'm getting real creative with that. I think that's where the creative juices come from me, just being a quarterback, being able to adjust on the fly. I just utilize that as another opportunity of me getting better, as well as the individual as well.
We're going to get back into you, but we're going to jump this thing off. I want to get your general thoughts on the team so far, what you think, what you've been thinking about the guys throughout the season, 3 games in, what you think about the quarterback play. I want to pick your brain.
Yeah, I think overall, I kind of really like what I see. I think, we just got to get our playmakers in space on the offensive side. You know me, I'm not really more on the defense. I'm more on the offensive side. We just got to continue to hone in, continue to be ahead of the sticks on first down. We got to win first down. Once we actually do that, we can kind of really get into that rhythm of that no huddle type mindset, that fast pace that we're all accustomed of seeing. And Dylan is really doing a great job thus far, and I'm looking forward to them going into week 4.
Looking back at your career with Oregon, obviously, man, like playing with you, like without you, we knew what we was. Like we played UCLA without you, and
I knew what y'all was as a fan.
It was a different vibe. It was a different game. When you watch these games, when you watch these Oregon games, you have to be sitting back and just thinking to yourself, yeah, I did that. Dylan Gabriel break off a run. I mean, I think about that run that you had on that exact sideline. It was like a 70-yard run. I don't know who we was playing, but I just remember it in the sense of, man, Dennis did that multiple times.
Oh, yeah. I would say it's humbling, first and foremost. I appreciate that. I'm just kind of really seeing the game. And I know. When we look at the game, we look at it completely different. And obviously being in that, playing scheme as far as the RPO, we were masters at that in the backfield, and kind of really seeing it just take off with the program. It's exciting to see. Everyone has a unique skill set, and I think every quarterback that comes through there can kind of really utilize that too. And like you say, I feel like I was ahead of my time when you just talk about that. No one knew exactly what that was back in the day. Just kind of using my God-given talent whenever I needed it. But at the same time, I always wanted to throw the ball too. So kind of having that dual threat aspect in the backfield alongside with you and JJ and everyone else in the backfield, it was easy for me. So I just have to make sure that I put my best playmakers in the best situations possible.
I was a senior in high school, you guys' last year. So I really got an opportunity to watch you guys. Oregon that came on came on the scene for me. So I really got to sit back and watch. And I played with some great players at the quarterback spot, whether it was Masoli, Darren, or Mariota, and those guys were great. But I can say that no one ran that Chip Kelly offense the way that Dennis Dixon did. It just, you were smooth, you were effective. It was built and tailored to you, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. You went off and did the major league. You got drafted, baseball, right? So when you went off and did that stint for a second, for that summer, coming back, you were completely different in a sense of your professionalism, your confidence.
To be honest, Stu and KB, I think when I went to go play that summer with the Atlanta Braves, being drafted in the 5th round, I always wanted to be a professional in something. And I definitely accomplished that goal. And once I went there and I played baseball, and knowing you guys, we didn't have a baseball team when I was there. So in the offseason, I used to always train, go to the batting cage, throw the ball around and all that. So when I had my opportunity with my scouting recruiter, he gave me an opportunity. I went out there and excelled with the Atlanta Braves, and they gave me an opportunity playing fifth round in the MLB. That's huge. That's huge because I got drafted in the 20th round in high school. So that was a big upgrade, seeing that I didn't have any baseball team in college. So that just goes to show how dedicated I was on just trying to be a professional in something. But when I went out there, it kind of really sparked just how to be a professional. So I had to grow up real fast. I went from single A ball and I made it all the way to double A before I had to come back. Chip Kelly came and got me. I promise you guys, if he didn't come to Orlando, I would have still been playing baseball to this day. So I think when he came, he really sold it to me like, hey, this is probably going to be one of the best years here. I can be able to instill this offense the way that I know is capable of getting done. And I bought into it. And when I came back, I think he put every worst case scenario in practice to where the game came. It became easy for me to kind of really just react, whether I'm passing the ball or I'm throwing the ball or running the ball, if you will. But I got to credit just the whole offensive line and obviously my skill makers on the perimeter of getting things done. They made it a lot easier for me too. I just had to put them in the best situation possible.
When I was a freshman, sophomore year, we were in this phase of figuring it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to be the talk of, the nation in some stint, right? And when Chip Kelly came, man, he basically was like, I remember having a conversation with him in the cafeteria line, and he's basically telling me, you're going to go pro after this year. You're going to have over 1,500 yards rushing, and you decide what you want to do with that. The work ethic that he instilled in us as players, the conditioning. Like, I just remember that off season, bro, we ran so much.
Loved it.
Going back to your fitness stand, like, not surprised that you're doing it.
Right.
Because when we had to work out, bro, Dennis was out there running like a
gazelle.
A gazelle, boy. Like, I'm like, man, bro, I can't keep up with this.
It took a while for us to kind of really get to that point too, but that conditioning and that off season was huge. I think me and Brian Pacing was probably like, we were so competitive. I was always the type of person that's like getting up early. I always wanted to set the tone and I always wanted to be even keeled too. So when things are high, things are low, I wanted to be staying right in the middle of things for sure. But yeah, you hit it right on the nose. I think that conditioning and all what I'm doing now, like you say, it's second nature to me now.
Look, I don't think people truly understand how crazy a Chip Kelly practice is. And for all three of us who's played in his systems, it's running nonstop from the first whistle, right after the stretch is running.
Yeah.
Right after that is straight into it. But you guys both brought up Chip. And I know what it is for me. We've all played up under him. I played up under him as a head coach, you guys as an offensive coordinator. What makes him so special? He's coming to town in a couple of weeks with Ohio State. What makes him so special as an offensive mind? What is it that separates him from everybody else?
He expects great execution.
Mm-hmm.
It's a number one thing that must be done during practice. If we're not practicing at a high level, and executing plays as if we're running them in the game, best believe we're going to run it over.
Boy.
Do it again. Line up.
Start the practice over.
That's where the confidence comes from, right? Preparation. You do things over and over and over and over again.
I would second that. Preparation was huge. I think he echoed that in the quarterback room for sure. It started with us. We set the tone on that whole thing. So we go as far. Everyone is going as far as the quarterback, and we had to take pride in that. That's a lot to be on our shoulders. But I think, for myself and the other quarterbacks that were in the room, we accepted that challenge. Like I say, it started in practice. I swear he gave us the worst case scenarios, from all the blitzes to all the RPO runs that we run both inside and outside zone, from play action to all of that stuff. He gave us everything possible. So when the game literally came, it was like, wow, it really slowed down. But we were going fast at the same time, if that makes sense.
What was it like, Kenjon, as a head coach? Like, as him being a head coach, was it any different?
I don't think it was too much different. All day long, just conditioning. That aspect of it was the same. And when you guys talk about the preparation and the execution, that was at the top of the totem pole for him. We have to go out and execute. There will be teams that'll be better than us on paper, but I promise you they won't execute better than us.
Gotcha.
Getting back to Oregon, Dennis, tell me how you feel about DG's growth from game 1 to game 3. What have you seen in him? What are some things you think he needs to hone in on, and what do you think he's excelling at right now?
I think he's being extremely patient. He's taking what the defense gives him. I know everyone doesn't really like check down Charlie, whatever you want to call it, or these short routes or whatever, but it's getting it done, right? He's efficient. High passing completion, everything, right? We just need to finish in the red zone. And that takes all 11 players. But I think all in all, he's doing very well executing that offense. I mean, I think he's seen every defense possible. He played so many college games, so I don't think anything will surprise him. Later on in this last game, I just like him utilizing his feet. Man. I didn't know how fast and elusive he was, but how they say the flying Hawaiian, he definitely can roll when he wants to. As an Oregon fan, as a player, is the explosive plays. We have a lot of those. And I think Dylan is really doing a great job of being patient when to be able to utilize that and when not to. He has excellent perimeter players that can really get it done. Has an amazing backfield too. So I think when you actually have the RPOs kind of really rolling, the play actions can really, follow right after that to where we kind of really see those explosive, 60-yard bombs that we are accustomed of seeing. And I think it's only a matter of time. We're putting it together at the right time too. So I think after this bye week, I think you will kind of really see a difference in him. And if there's a difference in him, you actually see the team follow.
Getting back into the life of Dennis Dixon, what do you have going on outside of the fitness world? What are you working on? What are you doing? I know you're busy in the community. So tell us what you got going on, brother.
That's good. I got my hands in a lot, to be honest. Like I say, I always want to be in the forefront of things and just be in the community that best served me. So I'm trying to do the same thing. So I'm just trying to give back as much as possible on different levels. When you just talk about the fitness thing, I'm an ambassador for all 24-hour fitnesses. So when you think of a Dennis Dixon, you would think more of a private gym. And I have one of those too, but I like to go to public gyms and kind of really be in there and kind of just be a social butterfly. And that can be a networking opportunity for me too, to be able to add more clientele. You don't really have to be an overall athlete. If you have a body, you're an athlete. It's a Nike slogan, which I definitely abide by for sure. But everybody really wants to be a professional, an athlete too on that. So I cater to everything from small kids to obviously the elite athlete. That's my honeypot for sure. But the older demographic, I'm really scaling to that too. But the 24-hour fitness has given me an opportunity to be able to get an audience online. I do a lot of online training with 24-hour fitness, which is good. I'm actually doing some commentating from time to time too with Coin 6 in the area, post-game show with Coin 6 highlighting the Seattle Seahawks. Just trying to get that under my belt too, because I can talk about football till I'm blue in the face for sure. And it's good, it's gelling. What else? I am actually on the board for Oregon Special Olympics, trying to get back as much as possible. It's amazing to kind of really just see the impact that I kind of really bring to the table with that. I just bring a smile on people's face. And that's what it's all about for me. I just really want to kind of, be there for people that want it. I'm always that person. I give anybody my left shoe if I have to. So
ain't too many people fit your shoes, so keep it.
Yeah, you got the smallest feet.
That is true.
6+.
I just got a small foot for sure. But I'm definitely fast and nimble, as you guys see, and everything too. But I think all in all, I'm just trying to be in the community as much as possible with different platforms and different resources. And I'm still doing things with the Nike/Jordan brand. I do a lot of training, performance training with them in LA. I think all in all, fellas, I think I'm more in shape now than when I was actually playing. And that's just a test to the people that I kind of really work with. And I just want to continue to grow in an aspect of that.
Where do you get the spirit of service? Everything that you just listed off is serving people.
Giving.
And I love that.
I think it just comes from my mom. As you guys know, I lost my mom to breast cancer as soon as I went into college. So I dedicated my whole college career to her. And it was just that, treat people with respect and they will respect you back at the end of the day. That's my purpose overall for me. And I get it from my mom. And that's just overall my love language. I'm an act of service. I love to be able to give people that are fragile and then give them confidence in whatever they wanted to be able to do. So I think in the field of fitness and health and wellness, it gives me an opportunity to do just that, but at the same time, get myself better too. So I think all in all, everyone has a story. has a unique story. And if I can be able to get them out of a rut to get them on right back on track, I've done my job.
Yeah, man, I can speak to your character and who you are. Going back to my visit to Oregon in 2007, it was right after you guys played Cal. You guys were having a fish fry over your house. I don't even know if you remember that.
I remember that fish fry.
Yeah. Right after the game, Ed was my host, and he brought me to the house. And as soon as I walked in the crib, you came out the room, came up to me. I'm Dennis. How you doing? Whatever you need. This is my house. Feel welcome. Just let me know whatever you need. And you've been that person to me since that day. So what you see is what you get. And your mom did a great job with you. I know she's smiling down and proud of the man that you were becoming through college and the man that you stand today. So shout out to you. Shout out to your mom for what she instilled in you while you had her here, brother.
Appreciate that.
I echo that. My freshman year, you and Garen Strong, y'all took me in like a little brother. For real, for real. Wherever y'all went, I was right there with y'all. You know what I'm saying? In that Buick.
Yeah.
Scrape while we was rolling around Eugene scraping.
Yeah, scraper.
Oh, yeah. That area of love right there. You know that.
Oh, now. See, that's my jam now. Boy, we was right there rolling.
Yeah. Good times, man. Good times out there.
So D, before we get up out of here, man, where can the people find you at? Where can they see your work? Where can they reach you? Go ahead and let the people know.
I have a website, DixonFit.com. You can just find me on those platforms. I'm utilizing, anything and everything. I'm eliminating excuses. You just talk about fitness. You can do fitness anywhere from your very own living room. You can utilize a gym, a park, whatever it is.
Is there anything that I can do for my golf swing? If you can post anything for being a better golfer, that'd be great.
Oh, man. Okay. I can definitely do that. It's a couple of hacks in the gym that I can utilize on that too. I do that for bowlers. I do that for lacrosse players. I use that. So I got you still.
You got anything for bowling since we asked you? I'm a bowler. And I know you bowl too now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's, I'm going to have to keep those secrets to myself. Because
that's crazy. That's wild, right? Appreciate you coming on with us, man. It's been fun. We got nothing but love for you, and we know this fan base got nothing but love for you. So shout out to you, bro, and thank you again. Shout out to Dennis for hopping on with us. Guys, stay tuned as Jay Stu and I, we're going to preview the first Big Ten game ever that the University of Oregon will play in against UCLA. First, we're going to dive into some NIL deals that's going on and some news that's going on in the NIL world. So let's jump this thing off, Stu. I really want to save the best for last, but we're going to jump into Tennessee and what they're doing with their ticket price increase with this 10% increase that's going on. Tell me what you think about this.
Man, look, I don't know what kind of trickery they got going on, but it looked like they're paying some type of debt.
The deception. It's deception going on.
Look, that's cool and all, but just I want the 10% in my pocket.
Right. I don't want no check. It's only 10. I don't want no check. I'm not a fan of it. And they're calling it a talent fee. It's not the fans' responsibility.
Nah, it's the university's responsibility.
The university's responsibility. And so I'm not a fan of it because I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of it when players getting paid. I've always been a fan of that. I've always been for that. So I'm absolutely for that. I've always been a fan of that aspect of it. But you're screwing your fan base. You screwing them over. Ticket prices they're already what they are. And so you want to add a 10% increase on that. What about the families that were already kind of struggling to get to a Tennessee game? Now you're expecting them to cough up more money to cover what you should be paying these players. I don't
that's
like
a great point, dog. You don't put that on the fans.
No,
you better give them a free t-shirt or something.
Man, don't nobody care about no free t-shirt.
Or a hat.
You better throw both in.
Some free popcorn.
The amount of money that they're already paying. You said some popcorn.
Some soda.
A souvenir
beer.
cup.
Give me a beer. I need, because them beers be expensive. They sell beer.
I want a Mexican beer. I don't want no cheap stuff.
Modelo.
I don't want Stella, Modelo, Dos Equis.
Yeah. Dos Equis.
Yeah, don't give me no cheap stuff. Okay?
Yeah, give me the real stuff.
Let's jump into this next one. Right here in my home state, in my city, good old Los Angeles, California. We got USC signing the first of its kind NIL deal with Cookies. It's a CBD sponsorship. Like I said, they're the first college to sign a sponsorship with a cannabis-based brand. It promotes CBD, which we all know athletes have been getting into CBD. But it's cookies, okay? We all know what else comes with cookies.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from the standpoint of now, they have the saying, all publicity isn't good publicity.
Yeah.
What are you aligning yourself with?
Yep.
What are you have a brand as a university. And so now you're attaching yourself to something. Now, obviously, the NCAA has made it legal.
Next thing you're going to start seeing beer, right?
Absolutely.
All those types of sponsorships as opportunities, because if you're letting this one go, you're kind of loosey-goosey anyway.
I ain't heard nobody say loosey-goosey in a long time.
Boy, I got an old soul.
One said loosey-goosey. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't care. It's USC. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But I will say, as a recruiting standpoint, I'm a father, right?
Right.
And I ain't about that business.
Mm-hmm.
you lost one, okay?
You just lost one. Let's jump on up the road. This is probably one of the funniest things that I've seen. Coach Charles Huff from Marshall threw his pitch out there to Ohio State players. He basically told them, look, if y'all hungry, come here, okay?
I feel good about the track we're on. Trust me, I know where we are, but I feel good about the track we're on.
Yeah.
And I feel good about the players we have.
Do you?
Would love to have some of those guys from Ohio State too. So if they want to transfer on down, we've got a Tudor's Biscuit NIL, all you can eat. So if any of those guys that run really, really fast at Ohio State like Tudor's Biscuits, I promise you, all you can eat all day if you transfer here. So, but yeah.
Listen.
Kenyon, sign me up. I'm going to Marshall.
You going to Marshall?
I'm leaving Ohio State to go to Marshall so I can get them all you can eat Tudor biscuits.
Listen.
And especially the shaved ham melt.
You getting it?
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I'm coming, Coach.
You
Let me know.
Way.
I'm on my way. I
Right
still got
now.
one. I got one more year left of eligibility.
And you want to spend it out there?
Yes.
Now, see, if it was Bojangles, I might have jumped ship. If it was Bojangles.
Bow time off the chain now.
Listen, if it was Bows, I might have jumped ship. Listen, we got to say it in this new age, shoot or shoot, okay?
Yes.
And my man took a shot. And I'm not saying it was Steph Curry from the three. In my opinion, it was more like Shaquille O'Neal at the free throw line in a game that don't matter. It was a break. You took your shot, though. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I will say.
What you gonna say?
Someone's gonna love this opportunity.
Yeah, you think?
Because I'm looking at the website right now. Tudor's biscuits, it look good.
Do it?
Like it do. And for one, if he didn't say Tudor's biscuits, I would have never known what Tudor's biscuits was
at all. He gave him some pub.
Right. So he's striking up the band right now. He's about to make sure that other people.
He might be invested in Tudor's. I see what you're doing, Coach. I see what you're doing, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Making money work, dog.
But next up, we're going to dive into top 3 plays from this last week's game against Oregon State. And what a game it was. First up at number 3, DG to Trayshawn with this tip-toe touchdown. Listen, what they call it, toe tap Willie. Okay, toe tap Willie.
Tap Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Cornelius on the edge there, solidifying the block.
Yeah, getting it done. Shout out to the O-line in this game. Really, really stepped up, protected, blocked well. Were dominant. This was a dominant game from the offensive line standpoint. 0 penalties in the game. Just a great game, great performance. And listen, DG showing his accuracy, showing his touch. And look, we talk about him in the pocket. Look at him getting up out of that pocket, recreating a new one so he can get that ball off. And Trayshawn, bro, keep doing your thing because you keep showing up. You show up every single week. At number 2, our guy, the student, okay? Mr. Jaden Lamar, 65-yard touchdown run.
I mean, all he did was catch the ball
and take off.
And follow the cavalry. And got out of there. Got out of there, boy.
Listen,
Shout out.
I didn't know you had that kind of speed in you, brother. You got some speed to you, okay? Them guys, they were
what
coming.
Oregon does really well is like put their guys in position to, showcase their speed, right? They've been doing it for so long, especially when, you get LaMichael, DeAnthony.
Yeah.
You've seen this all the time. Empty it out, right? Let's see what they got. Throw it out there. get guys in space, and get missing.
Listen, don't let that man push you on your back like that neither, okay?
Yeah, man. You slowed up at the end.
Yeah, don't slow up. Finish that run. Let me tell you about slowing up. We played Colorado. The mic was suspended, and we played Colorado. I think it was they got an 80-yard run. I stopped running at like the 30.
Yeah.
And boy, I got to that sideline. Boy, Chip cussed me out. Shuts me out. So I said, it's the altitude. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah. He did not care.
No, he didn't care. So finish the run, baby. Just finish. Don't slow up. No matter where you are, just finish that run. Let's move on to the next one. At number 1, we got the speed option.
Yes. DG, speed, the RPOs is all about finding that one-on-one. And I'll tell you this, number 17, that linebacker, that was his guy.
Listen,
number 17 got real nosy in that A-gap.
Keep your eye.
Once Dylan saw that, it was off to the races. It was off to the races.
First of all, where are you going though? That I don't understand.
I don't understand it either.
I do not.
When
why are you down in the A gap? Nothing right there told you anything was coming.
Nope. Because they was definitely in empty, right? They was in empty, and then he brought the running back in the backfield, and then boom.
Do you think he had a blitz on?
Man, look, I think when the running back went back there, it probably triggered something in the sense of, all right, if the back stays, you go, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't stay.
He ain't stay, and neither did Dylan. Shout out to DG. Showing your speed and get to that end zone, baby. Listen, those are the top 3 plays for us from the game. Shout out to those guys. Keep showing up. Next up, let's move on to our prediction for the Ducks versus the Bruins game. I'm excited about this game. The current line. Ducks are favored by 24 points. So, Stu, we said we weren't giving no more predictions on scores, okay? Because we ain't been close yet. Not once. Not a single time.
Not a single time, brother. Listen, if you come in here for betting advice,
don't come here. We ain't got nothing for you.
Please close the door. Close the door and go somewhere else.
We don't have nothing for you, okay?
I will say this, though. The 24-point jump right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for whatever reason, UCLA was making it really close with LSU last time they played.
Late third, fourth quarter for sure.
Us coming off of a bye week.
Right.
There's a lot to learn about us coming off a bye week, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we adjust? How do we get the minor cobwebs out? How do we continue the confidence, that we left on the field in that Oregon State game?
Right.
And how do we create that momentum into the first Big Ten game? The Bruins can't run the ball.
Boy, they might as well sit their running backs down.
Right. So they can't run the ball. But that doesn't mean that they are going through practice right now, getting dog cussed out, getting told, hey, y'all better bring it, right? And so you have to always respect the run game. Even if it's not there in film, you got to prepare and make sure you're doing the things you're supposed to do to not get beat. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we do what we're supposed to do, that run game ain't going to be existent.
Listen, nothing should be existent. If we're being honest, and from what UCLA has put on film, this is a team that I believe has one single rushing touchdown on the season. This is a team that has given up 7 sacks in the last 2 games. Outside of that Hawaii game, which they still didn't look that great in that game, once the competition has increased, you've really been able to see Indiana and LSU kind of take advantage of this team. I felt bad for my guy out there at quarterback. Looking like a chicken with his head cut off, running for his life. Life is on the line behind that line. Life is on the line. And so if Oregon plays anything remotely close to what they played against Oregon State, this game should be an absolute blowout. This is a team that doesn't protect the quarterback. This is a team that can't run the ball well. This is a team who are struggling offensively, defensively. This is a team who doesn't have an identity. This is a team that's kind of really just trying to make their way through this season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shout out to D. Foss. I love him. Great guy. But they don't have the players in place to be successful this season. And it's going to be a rough road for them going forward. Now, with that being said, coming off that bye week, Are we going to come off lackadaisical?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to come off still feeling ourselves from that Oregon State game, thinking that we've arrived? What are we going to do and how are we going to come out? It's going to be a test, and I'm excited to see what it'll be. But this game shouldn't be close.
It shouldn't be.
This game
you
should
just
not
got to
be.
go into this game and just have the mindset that we got to respect who's across the line of scrimmage. Because at the end of the day, they practice, they sweat, they breathe football as well. And they want to win.
Respect them, but disrespect them.
Put them in a headlock. And out the gate, man, they need to just punch them in the mouth. I don't want to see no trickery. You don't need tricks to beat these people.
No.
Okay? You need to just go out there and just punch them in the mouth.
It's to what you just said. Continue to establish your identity. We've seen an identity in Oregon against Oregon State. Continue to establish who you are. Continue to step powerfully into who you are. Run that ball down their throat. Run the ball down their throat and let your pass game develop off of that, and off your pass game, run the ball again. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. Like we said, it's the first Big Ten game for Oregon in the history of Oregon. You know, first time. First impressions is last impressions. You know, let's be on the right side of that record book, be on the right side of history during this game.
Yeah. No mental mistakes.
Who?
Right? No mental mistakes.
Whoop
them
him.
words, boy.
Whoop him.
No mental mistakes. Offensive line, hold your water. Don't be holding. Just do your job and, just play sound football. Yeah. I want to see Jordan James with at least 18 carries.
I don't care.
I want to see him lathered up. Huh?
I said, I don't care how many carries he has. I want to see that mentality that we've seen in that game.
Oregon State
it's like
game.
Coach Cam used to say, don't count your reps, make your reps count.
Yep. I love that.
But that's all we got time for, folks. It's been fun. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to D Dix for coming through. Stu, I love you.
Yes, sir.
And until next time, ducks of a feather flock together.